Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. So guys, it is Monday and it is the last week before Christmas. It is a week today, Christmas Day. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be sort of working all week. I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to probably finish Thursday. Don't know really. Depends how I feel. Depends what needs to be done. Depends how I feel. Yeah, we'll go from there. But today, we are continuing with Sam's Fiesta. We need to try and solve this problem and get this done for him, basically. So, yeah, I have been to the actual breakers and got original Ford parts for this car, but I haven't been able to get the shaft that goes at the bottom. He's still going to be removing that from the car for me. So, I don't think I could do that. But I can probably put the old one in just to do some checks. That's what I really want to do. So, let's get cracking. Let's do this. Right, okay. So, like I said, guys, I need to do some checks on this just to see what is going on and what is happening. Because it could be more to do with the motor, to do with that kind of thing, than it is to do with the squib or the actual lower. This is the lower one. This is the original one that come off the car. I think this has been replaced at some point, but I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to get an original one just to sort of swap it out. Spoke to Bob, Sam's other half, and yeah, at the weekend, and he said, look, let's just change these parts first. I have got one from the breakers. I just need to swap over all the actual controls because all the controls are different. Like his one, you've got voice activation there, but it didn't come with there, so I've got to swap the things over. But this is the one that we need. You can see that they lock them in place with a cable tie, because that's where the central part is of the actual squib. It stays like that, and it goes through the steering wheel. So yeah, we can swap that over to check, and I'm going to put this original one back on just to see what is going on. And when he gives me a call at the breakers and says, look, I've got it off, I'll go and get it, and then we'll swap it over. But I just want to do some checks with it just to see, you know, what's going on. I did speak to Bob at the weekend, like I said, and he did say that there's a grub screw that was on that shaft, and someone told him that you shouldn't do that grub screw up because it won't allow the steering wheel, the rack, to go in and out. Well, I've done some checks this morning, and that's not exactly the case. It goes in and out on this top shaft. Keys in the way. It pulls in and out on this top shaft here, not on the bottom shaft. So that grub screw should have been done up. It definitely should have been done up. So what I'm trying to do is just do some tests. So I've got a 15mm long spanner, and I'm turning the actual shaft like this. As I'm turning this shaft, I'm feeling underneath to see if that shaft that goes up there is moving together, and it is moving together. So the trouble is that these actual cars have like angle position sensors and all that sort of stuff, and you've got to get it sort of lined up straight. And I don't know how many times this has been turned around. I don't know if there is a certain point to line up to make it just to get it straight. You know, do you know what I mean? I don't know if you keep turning it and you look inside here maybe, and you can see a point where it's lined up straight. I don't know. There is absolutely no information on YouTube, internet, Google, nowhere. So it's a bit of a mystery, really. I know the wheels are straight. The wheels are stay straight. That's not moved. So, but it's the top part. It's this part of the steering wheel. Whereabouts should that sit? I don't know. There's no markings in that slot to tell me anything. So it's gonna be. This is gonna be just a trial and error. Put it back together and see how it goes. So we'll use the new squib and then put that lower bit on, connect it all up, and then just see how it is. And then once I'm happy with the position of it, then we'll just drop that old one out at the bottom, keep it in the position where the steering wheel's straight, and we'll go from there. But you know, one step at a time. Let's just see how you basically get it central. And I just don't know. I just don't know if it's excuse me. God, I got a cough. I don't know if this motor at the bottom is at it. That's why it keeps spinning round and round and round. I don't know if there's supposed to be so many turns to the right, so many turns to the left, and then that's central. And then you just halve it this way, and then that creates central. I don't know. So yeah, I've been trying to look all weekend into this, and there's no information out there whatsoever. And yeah, just got to try and see how it goes. So let's set you up on the tripod. Let's put this back together. I'll put the lower one on, get the steering wheel back on, squib, and all that sort of side of it, and let's just see what it does. Let's just see what happens. That's all we can do. So yeah, let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, let me explain exactly what is going on. So I've been fighting with this for the last hour or so, just to try and get it lined up, back together, see what's going on, do you know what I mean? So, and I'm still coughing. So basically what I've done is I've connected this this one up here that was with the car. Now, this is not the original one. This is an aftermarket piece that goes at the bottom. And basically what it is as that shaft goes down, on the other end of that, this end, there's a spline that bar goes over, and there's a notch on part of the spline. So the bolt goes through, and then it stops. Once the bolt goes through, it won't slide off. The trouble is with this one that we've got here is that the bolt that goes at the top is lower, so there is no. It doesn't actually go into a slot. It's not right. It's wrong. It's definitely wrong. I've got it connected, and the reason why I connected it all back up is because I want to see. I want to make sure it all lines back up. Obviously the steering's got to be straight and all that sort of stuff. So let me show you what I've done. And the other thing as well is that this bar is really notchy. And I mean, it sounds absolutely... Can you hear that? So that shouldn't be like that. So I've managed to get it all connected and straightened back up. and it steers. So the steering is lined back up and it's straight. It steers to the left, steers to the right, stops at a certain point because of the squib and stuff like that. So I know that that's lined up and right. The only thing that isn't right still is that lower bar. That needs to be changed for an original one, because it's just not working. So, but we knew that. I spoke to Bob at the weekend. And he said, look, just get shot of it. Can you change it for an original one? So we're going to go back to that. It is still a little bit notchy when you're doing the steering left to right. So it could be a couple of things. It could be the lower track rod ends are loose, and they're as you're steering, it's banging against the track rod ends. It could be that. It could be the steering rack itself. I've changed one of these before in the past. I remember I had to change one. It failed. So that's not sort of, that's not out of the thinking either, really. But we need to get this side done first. We need to get this part finished and done, and then we can, I can investigate any other noises, notching, banging that's coming from the suspension. I think the reason why, I'll have to check with Bob, and I'm sure he's watching. I think the reason why he did change that part there was because he was getting some banging and notching noises. I think that's why he changed it. I'm not quite sure now. I'm sure he'll message me or call me to let me know that. But yeah, I think we've got two separate issues here. The first issue is going to be sorting this back out and putting this back together and getting an original one from the breakers. We'll change that bottom bit over. We've done the squib and that sort of side of it, so that's done. And yeah, we've just got to see how we go. But I don't think I'm going to be able to get to. He hasn't called me yet, and it's like middle of the day. So I think we're going to have to leave this for now, and move on to something else for today. But yeah, and we'll come back to this in the morning, I think, and just see how we go. So yeah, bear with me, guys, and I'll let you know what we are going to be up to. Right, okay, so guys, I've got the Fiesta outside, and I've got this back from the body shop, the Kuga ST line. Now, the reason why I bought it back from the body shop and not go straight to the paint shop is because I want to do some bits and pieces in the car first before we actually take it to them. So I want to spray up the inside of this door to make sure that's all done. The painter could do it, I've got to be honest, but I just feel like that, I like to get involved and do as much as I can with these cars. So, and I've got to do the wiring loom for the door anyway. So I thought, let's just take the door off, because it's just 2 bolts. You undo it, zip it off, pull it off, and then paint on the inside, and then wait for that to dry. Then that can go back on. Then we can put all the wiring loom and put everything back together on the inside, so that all the painter's got to do is the outside, basically, of the door, the trims, the skirt. He's going to do the quarter as well. He's going to come right round here. He's going to sort that scuff out as well. So he's going to go right across and get the outside completely painted. So if we get the inside done, like even the handle, really, take this handle off, and we can swap it for the other one, which is black, but keep it off for now whilst he's doing the work on the outside. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Obviously, we've still got to do the seat belt, the seat, all the trims on the inside as well. It's got to be done, put back together. So let's just see how far we get today. I'll just keep going. Got a sniffling cold and a cough. It always happens. Like, as soon as I get close to Christmas, I get ill. It's unbelievable. Anyway, let's keep going. I'll set you up, guys. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, that is the first coat all done. It does take a while to sort of tape up and get things covered, even though there's a few gaps in here that didn't actually take. It's all going to get covered up anyway. It's just that centre part that you don't see that, but the main part is the outside part really, which is what I've done, and underneath edges as well as they're going across and round. So yeah, it's getting a nice the same coat going around. So I want to leave that for now, give it another coat in a little while, let that dry off. Let's turn our attention now to the seat belt and the internal plastics, get all those bits and pieces back in place and on. I want to get the door out as well, because that's still in the back of the car. Get that out, get the trim off. So yeah, let's continue whilst that's having a little dry up, and then we'll come back to that, give that another coat, and continue with this one. So let's keep going, guys. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, this is going back together really, really well. All the wiring loom now has been swapped over from the original door to this one. And I'm just sort of just transferring it all over, so I know that it's going to be exactly the same as when we took it off the other one. So yeah, it's going really, really well. Obviously, done the seat belt. That's all fine there, perfect. I've still got to get the airbag module deleted or cleared. I don't think I'm going to do it with my scan tool, because sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. So it's just a case of, if I can, great. If I can't, sorry guys, I'll get it cleared using Forescan or some other device, but we'll get it cleared off the actual dash as well. But at least all the airbag stuff has been put back together now. I've hoovered up underneath as well, just to make sure it's all nice and clean and tidy. All the trims have been put back, the rubbers have been put back round. Yeah, everything seems to be going back really, really well. So, and it's just a case of just getting it all ready for the paint shop now. And then once it gets back from the paint shop, clean it all up, finish it all off. And yeah, it won't take that long to get this one done. But tomorrow, we are going to be jumping back on to Sam's blue Fiesta, get that resolved and get that you know, completely done if we can. But let's just see how that goes tomorrow. I have run out of time, guys. At the end of the day, that's it. I've run out of time. So we've done loads today. We've done loads on Sam's car as well. And it's just, yeah, it's just, I'm out of time. So that's the end of today's video. It's good that we'll continue with this one. We're doing bits and pieces on that, getting this one done. And Sam's car is getting there as well. So fingers crossed, tomorrow we should get Sam's car done and get the door on and then see how we go tomorrow. So thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Take care.